guys, it's Lizzie. So I think that listening as a conversation skill is disappearing very, very fast from our culture. Sometimes I'll be talking to someone and I can read on their face that they're not actually listening to what I have to say, but as I'm talking, they're thinking about what they're gonna say next and they're just waiting for me to stop talking so that they can start talking. But they're not actually stoked to hear what I have to say, which is sad. Because if someone is telling you about their life, which is probably way different than your life, that is fascinating and interesting. Their mind has a different way of interpreting the world than yours does. So it is so cool getting to see someone else's perspective, getting to see ideas or places or experiences through their eyes by just listening. Active listening is a thing. There was a whole chapter on it in my public speaking textbook. I took this public speaking class freshman year at Pepperdine, so like a year and a half ago. And I loved reading this because I spent 4 years of high school doing debate, and it was so much emphasis on like public speaking, presentation, how you talk, and then at the same time I had started my YouTube channel. So there's just been so much emphasis in my life on presentation, on being articulate and persuasive. But when it comes to communication, knowing how to listen is just as important as knowing how to talk. So about a month ago, I made a video on emotional support, which you should go watch right now. And in the video, I talked about how people don't need advice. They don't need you to solve their problems. They really just need their emotions validated and you to make them feel understood. There have been so many times when people have been really vulnerable with me and just talked about like everything hurting them. And they've told me like, thank you so much, or like, thank you for ministering to me. And it's been like really strange because I've thought like, what? I didn't do anything. I didn't say anything. I just listened. But it's not just listened. Listening to someone isn't just listening. It's ministry. It's making them feel loved. So, as a general rule, stop talking. Just stop talking so much. Instead, ask questions and then more questions. And I do this intuitively because I have a very curious personality. Like, I'm just fascinated by new information. It's like my energy source, like getting more knowledge, more information about people or the world or situations. It's just I love that. But the main reason that I feel like this past year I've just been way more into asking people questions than wanting to talk to people is because in Thailand, God changed my heart and he opened my eyes and made me see every single person as so beautiful. It's really hard to explain how God works and changes me, but I guess it's just that I genuinely care about every random friend and stranger that I run into now. I think everyone is so interesting, and what people have to say and what their passions are or what they're studying, even if it's something I don't really know anything about or don't care about that much, if it is crazy significant to their life, then I really want to hear about it. So I think that a lot of this not being good at listening all comes down to selfishness. I think that all of us, at the center of who we are, at the center of our hearts, we have this really hard section that is self-centered and selfish and self-absorbed, and we love that part of ourselves even though we also hate it. We love talking, we love people listening to us, we love being the center of our attention. I mean, look at me. I have a YouTube channel and the entire point of my channel is me talking to a camera so thousands of strangers can hear me talk about my life. This is a great example of why I need a savior, because I am so selfish. And I think that if every one of you examines your hearts too, you'll find the same ugly part of you that you just need God to burn away. Because listening is all about caring more about what other people have to say than what you have to say. And so I honestly feel like if you just attack the part of yourself and pray about it that is really selfish, then, and you genuinely start caring about other people a lot, then I think that a lot of it will come naturally. So one thing that I do when I'm listening is I have this chicken bob thing where someone is talking and I'll be like, and people pointed out, they're like, Liz, you have a chicken bob. When we talk, your head, it bobs. And I'm like, yeah, but people say that it's really, really affirming and that it's kind of not everyone does it, but people like it. And so that's a way to let people know that you're listening, but also eye contact. Just look at someone when they're talking. Don't be texting someone else. Don't be looking around. Just be staring at them and maintain eye contact. And also, something that makes people feel like you don't care what they have to say, if you're like this, it's a cue that you're not very comfortable. Also, leaning away from them and kind of just listening in, it's you don't really care. Face them with your shoulders and look at them and do a head bob, and then they'll feel like you're paying attention. And then also I talked earlier about like asking questions. Like if you are asking them questions about what they're talking about, then it's really clear that you're listening and that you really, really care to like know more details and depth to what they're saying. Something else that I do, and also my best friend Nicole does this all the time. It's hilarious. We will be talking to someone, we'll both be doing it at the same time. We're like telepathic twins. It's crazy. Someone will be talking and reacting with like voices like, what? And what I do a lot of times is I'm like, because I'm doing my head bob and my like, at the same time. And also like reacting, like if someone says something like awful, be like, oh my gosh. Or if someone says something like really exciting, be like, that's so cool. Like reacting to it, like emotionally getting invested in what they're having to say. So just pay attention by looking at people, by facing them, by asking questions and questions and questions. And also just like facial expressions are really important. And I know I have really good facial expressions. My sister does too. So I guess it's like genetic or whatever. But like some people, you talk to them and they literally like I don't know why your face doesn't move, but it's kind of like doesn't seem normal. And I know not everyone is going to be like animated and excited and like reacting to things like I am, but like try a little bit for your friends. Something else is that when someone's talking to you and it's really interesting, like if your eyes open a little wider, then that shows you're more interested in them. So instead of just being like, you can be like, and also just kind of like reacting to them to like show that you're listening and like have an opinion on what's happening, and like if they're telling you a story or something, just be like, wait, that's crazy. Or you could ask them like specific questions to like go more into depth on like how they reacted to the situation. How did him saying that make you feel? Wait, but do you think he actually meant that? Kind of like engaging them in a conversation. It just shows that like you really, really care about like the root of the problem or like what they're actually talking about. And something else that I do just like really naturally is I'm always smiling and laughing like all the time. Because if you act happy with them, like if you're smiling or like laughing at their jokes, like people love feeling like they're funny. And so if you laugh at what people say, then like they're like, wow, like she listened to me, she laughed at what I said. All my friends who I hang out with, I'm always like tweeting their quotes. Like if you follow me on Twitter at Lizzie Reezay, you'll see like occasionally like quote and then like some random name of someone like who doesn't appear in my videos, who you guys don't even know, but like they said something really funny and I want to share it with the world. And so appreciating people by listening and laughing, that's really important too. So I feel like that's kind of it for listening to people. I hope that this video just makes you rethink like every interaction you have with people. Just overanalyze every single facial expression and thing you say to every single person. I'm kidding. Don't overanalyze. Overanalyzing is the worst, even though sometimes I think it's really fun. Also, if you read the Bible and get really invested in Christ, then he'll change your heart and soften it, burn it beautiful, and he'll make you realize that this life isn't about us at all. It's about glorifying God and loving everyone else who we interact with. The best way to live ever. It's utopian. And as Christians, it's so cool because we're still in the world, and the world is so messed up and evil and awful, and there's so many things wrong with ourselves in this world and with everyone else. But as Christians, it's so awesome because we get to bring heaven to earth and we get to act as if we're like living in this utopia even though we're not. Like we get to love people and worship Christ like as like a little version of what it's gonna be like in heaven. And it's just so cool like that listening can be a way to like bring heaven to earth and to show love to people, because every single person is valuable and made in God's image, and by listening to people and just showing them that you genuinely care about them and what they're saying and their ideas and you want to pay attention to them, that is like loving them. And God uses us to love other people and to show God's love to other people. And yeah, so I hope this video really helped you, and I'm so happy I made another video because I haven't filmed in like a month and I've missed you guys so much, and it's been really sad not doing YouTube. But I had an awesome month of May with my friends and it was really nice taking a little break from YouTube, but I promise I will be back in full swing for summer. Anyways, I love you all so much and thank you for always listening to everything I have to say. You guys are the best and such good listeners, and I will see you next Monday. Bye!